How to do, y'all? This is John, and today we are talking about The Last of Us, a video game from 2013, starring the voice talents of Troy Baker and Ashley Johnson. And in The Last of Us, it deals with this guy named Joel. You play as him mostly, and Joel is sent on this task to get this little girl named Ellie to safety, essentially. To find this old station and get her there. And he's doing this because bad people want her for all the wrong reasons. Okay, so getting into it, believe it or not, this is actually my first time playing The Last of Us. When it came out 12 years ago, I kind of thought nothing of it for some reason. I wanted the newest Call of Duty that Christmas, while all my friends wanted The Last of Us. I'm not joking. I did that. And I'm not going to lie, as soon as, I heard about how great this game was, I kind of regretted it. Especially with how that Call of Duty turned out. Now that Call of Duty is in a better shape right now. But that's a different discussion for a different video. With The Last of Us, it has very much eluded me all these years. I never got a chance to get a copy of it. But now, I finally have. I got the PS5 version of this game. I know it's technically a remake. Well, not really. I kind of questioned that a little bit. When all of your changes are all graphical stuff and technical issues, and only like a few minor details like an image on a cell phone background, I hesitate to call that a remake. Something like the Resident Evil 2 remakes really, in my eyes, more of a real remake. It's really more of a remaster in the style of Aspyr Tomb Raider. As they reanimate the whole thing from the ground up, new models, all of that jazz. To me, that's really what the PS5 version of Last of Us is. All my friends who've played, both the old PS3 version and this version all say the same thing. It's the same exact game. They even use the exact same dialogue, like the ones they recorded for the 2013 game. Alright, now on to the actual game itself. How is this game? Oh my, I wish I had gotten this game 12 years ago. This game is friggin' amazing. The entire story, while it has its familiarities, the Mad Max vibes, the zombie apocalypse movie vibes, some Fallout vibes, it really does its own thing with everything. Never did it really, feel like it was trying to rip off a better, property, a better game, a better movie, a better anything. It really felt like, they were trying to do their own thing with this game. Heck, even the zombies, they're not your normal zombies. The zombies in this game, they're called clickers, and they have, this fungus stuff growing out of them, or at least the older ones do. Covers their face, gives them terrible eyesights. They're heavily dependent on echolocation. I hated dealing with those things in all the right ways. I'm not kidding. And on top of that, the characters are also all great. Joel and Ellie have this father-daughter bond, even though they're technically not father-daughter. And you immediately, feel that. They're cracking jokes at each other. Joel's being kind of a grumpy old man at times. But it's in this loving sort of way. He's never hostile to Ellie, and Ellie's never really hostile towards him. Everything about these two, from the way they talk to each other, to their arguments, towards, their camaraderie when, crap is hitting the fan and they're having to help each other. It's all very fitting of a father-daughter bond. And on top of that, they also feel like characters from a real dystopian post-apocalyptic world. Because in a real post-apocalyptic dystopian world, there would never ever be, saints or angels. No, future me editing this video, not that angel. Thank you. Because let's just face it, a situation like this, nobody's going to be a saint, nobody's going to be an angel, none of that. Even if you're still holding on to your religion and clinging to it, there's just no way around it. You're going to have to do some dirty stuff in order to stay alive. Now, how are the graphics? Well, like I said, I played the PS5 version, the little remastered remake thing they did for the PlayStation 5. And, because they redid everything for the newest generation of consoles, obviously it looks great. I kind of wish that, I could see the actual original graphics. I know I've seen clips of them, and they do look fine. They look just as great as, PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 graphics could look. But as far as for the version that I was able to play, the graphics look great. Now, as far as the gameplay mechanics go, the gameplay mechanics are also top-notch. Shooting people in the head, feels as difficult as it would possibly in real life. Shooting people with arrows, trying to pick locks, and also shifting through your weapons. You have to be wise about that kind of stuff, which is what you should, have to go through in a video game. You have to be wise about that stuff. You have to, think thoroughly and examine your surroundings, examine the situation. You have to think critically, which is what a good video game should do. There's also this mechanic that I wish they would start putting in the Call of Duty games, where when you go up to a weapon with ammo in it, you have to press a button in order to, steal the ammo. I wish Call of Duty would start doing that. Another mechanic that I noticed while playing is the whole yellow paint situation, which I hate yellow paint. They do something a little unique with this game. They literally fool you. When you see the yellow paint, for the first time, it's your typical, great, here we go again, sort of situation where it's literally like leading you to your target. But then they, put yellow paint in a spot. I'm not kidding. You cannot get to it. And I'm just sitting there going, whoa, okay. Thank you for fooling us. I would prefer no yellow paint at all, but that's just me. And thankfully they don't do the whole yellow paint thing a lot, which I am grateful for. However, when I first noticed it, I'm just sitting there going, great, here we go again. Then, like I said, I noticed yellow paint somewhere else. Somewhere I couldn't get to. And the last thing I want to touch on is the music. The music literally feels like music from a post-apocalyptic world. The sort of stuff that these people would have to resort to if they want to hear music. Or play music, really. There are no electric guitars or electric keyboards or anything like that. You literally hear nothing but acoustic music. Even with the guitars, it's acoustic guitars. And yes, I know what an acoustic guitar sounds like. I used to play one. Acoustic guitars, banjos, all that kind of stuff. It sounds like the music you would hear in this world, if it were real. So guys, at the end of the day, The only thing about finally playing The Last of Us that I regret is not playing it 12 years ago when it came out. Because like I said, this game was amazing. Like I said, I played the PS5 remaster version. I hesitate to call it a remake. And, it was just amazing. I finally grabbed it because, the controversy with the show, and I just wanted to know what the video game was like. And I finally knew what it was like. And then it was just great. I loved this game. If you guys have not played it, which there's probably not a lot of you, I do highly recommend finally picking it up and playing this game. Because like I said, the only thing about it I regret is not doing it 12 years ago. I'm going to give The Last of Us a 10. I have no idea if I'll play part 2. Now, with all the controversy surrounding how stupid many of the decisions in it were. Well, that's all the time I have for today. Please look forward to more videos real soon. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Please also subscribe if you're new to the channel. As always, please remember, the Bretsky World.